Shubor nagaslem jong udongsan Hima.
Kasinot College ha kajingi lang bat ka Directorate of School Education and Literary jong ka Sorkar Meghalaya kila penong ye kajing a jing hikai ka babnya habayade ba ka National Education Policy arajar arpau Hasinot College habakra nagani kasingi Menteri Ketenat Pule Puthi Rakkam Sangma ulapan pa kajing dan kaman kenti ka Pule ka Puthi ha ka jilla ginong yalam ki ba Hakhmat jong ka jilla ki bala persyang man kenti ka Pule Puthi bat ka bakham karpang ka dei ki missionary kebaling ba jong ki ka jing nang jing start ha ka jilla kalong kumni kumba kalong mentah ulong ba kanu kari ka jilla ka kenhuan ka yeng kasam lada don ki balanang lastan kindan ha ka jing sok jing san handai lada upara marjan dan ya ka jing nang jing start ka babyang kin penthot ya ka thia ka dem jaki beiru Menteri Ketenat Pule Puthi ula benrap da ka baong ba menta ngide ban lang Hakhmat bani ki kor ki bor bani ka job am ban buat Nadien joki kor ki bor Hakani kasingi la yo ru ya ka jingkran na unong ay bot jong Ketenat Pule Puthi uba HM Shangkliang but now Father Paul Pudesari.
The government of India has created national policy on education and to encourage education across all economic strata and include common person in the mainstream. This strategy covers a wide range of topics from elementary education to institutions for higher learning in both rural and urban context. The policy is comprehensive, all-encompassing and far-sighted, and it will undoubtedly play a major role in the country's future development. It proposes to make the educational framework adaptive, multidisciplinary, and tailored to the needs of the 21st century, as well as to the Sustainable Development Goals of 2030. It's also significant to appreciate the emerging characteristics of knowledge. Knowledge has been deinstitutionalized. You can access any information anywhere at any time, provided you have a technology to access it.
What is this government trying to do? We are not yet done with the previous policy and they have brought in a new policy. How do we do this? How do we do that? Where are we going to get money? Where are we going to get teachers? Who's going to fund us? It's a series of questions that keep coming. I'm sure the resource person will also repeat the same kind of a question to you. But when we meet like this, we put our heads together and we are here to solve those questions. There's no shortage of questions. Whenever you try to bring a change, be it in your house, be it in the society, be it in your locality, be it in your village, be it in the town, anywhere, you try to bring a change, there will be a lot of questions, there will be a lot of critics. But we need to overcome, because we know that this policy is going to bring a change for the good, not a change for the worse. I have just joined my assignment as advisor to the Government of Meghalaya Education Department. I'm very privileged. I must thank the government for picking me and putting me in this kind of an assignment. where I have a very good friend in the minister. I joined on Monday, and from Monday on, 6 hours every day we are sitting with the minister, breaking our heads of how to go about bringing a change in the education sector of the state. That is when this invitation card landed up on Sir's table, and he said, you must also come along with me. We all know where we stand. Each and every head teacher here, or the principal, or the headmaster, or headmistress knows about his or her school. If you ask any headmaster or headmistress here, in the fingertips they'll say, I do not have sufficient teachers. I do not have this, I do not have that. I do not have a playground, I do not have a good school. I do not have sufficient classrooms. Am I right or not? Am I getting the response? Yes or no? Yes. Yes. I know. If I have to ask you now, please submit your memorandum, immediately memorandums will come here. And that is what I have seen for every function in any school that you go. First thing first, memorandum. Then they'll give you lunch. Unless you commit anything on that memorandum, then when you get into the car, then they'll say, this fellow just came for nothing. What do you say, Minister? Am I right? So see, friends, we understand the problems on the ground. Today you're going to hear a lot of theories. Ye karna hai, wo karna hai, this has to be done, that has to be done, you people have to do this, you have to maintain this chart, maintain this thing. Deep down in your head you'll say, well, we will do. But, always a big but with dots. Because when your children are hungry, when your school is leaking, when your children do not have books, when your children do not have uniforms, what do we do with the policy? Am I right or not? Therefore, we from the government are here to support you now. This policy has to be implemented. As it goes, funds will also flow. Because if you do not implement the policy, there is no funds. Am I right or not? Madam Sumo is really nodding here because she knows. She's been mugging this policy every day, every night. And she knows where we stand. Therefore, we must take this opportunity to implement the policy to bring a brighter future for our children. This policy is going to bring a bright future for every child in the state.
Meghalaya have crossed over just 50 years of our statehood. And we are still many, many miles to go. If you look back our history, it's not up to the standard that we expect. Education sector is a sector where we have to do lots more in the days to come. Any country, any nation, any community, any family which have the good quality and educated country, educated people, educated community. We don't fight. Educated family, husband, I always say husband and wife, they sleep peacefully. But if there is somebody, your neighbors, who doesn't have, you were not able to sleep also. Yes, the world, the globally, is on the transition state these days. Now 1 month back, I was in London. I've been privileged to speak at Oxford University. I was talking to them this same issue. Because globally, the new education policy 2020 of government of India, globally, it's what's talking about today. I think the concept, the design, the ideas of coming up with this NEP 2020, it's really lots of concept, the objective to be met. India is really going ahead, and our impact is being felt across the globe today. And the World Education Forum, which was organized in London, the founder and the CEO of COD Code Company, Mr. Hadi Parboti, he was giving the presentation on the computer science, was talking about artificial intelligence. The generation of artificial intelligence as of today. Then many minister has got up and complained. How it is possible? If you have the robot, if every workforces is substituted by artificial intelligence, where our people will go? The African nation, the South Asian nations, ministers, they just rise up and was raising this point. Where our students will go? Where our people will go? Where our students will work for their livelihood? There will be war, they were saying. This is what he replied. Yes, this is true. Humans has been created uniquely by the God. We're all of us unique. But the development of science and technology and computer science in such a way that looks we are literally depending on computer science. But to me also, it's one of the questions that I always think about. It may be dangerous to all of us, and we should think about today.